Wine has always been at the heart of Trader Joe's. You can get everything from the cheapest wines to some pricey but delectable wines, brutes, and champagnes. There's something here for everyone's budget, and there are amazing glasses in every price category. But the wine section at Trader Joe's can be a bit intimidating. Here's what you should try and what you should skip. Champagne rarely comes cheap. After all, it can only be called champagne if the grapes used come from the Champagne region of France. There's a certain air about real champagne, like you know you're drinking something special. That said, it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. For just $21 at Trader Joe's, the Charles de Marque champagne is an excellent choice for your next celebration. Whether it's an engagement, New Year's Eve, birthday, or just for the heck of it, this champagne is a delicious buy. Charles de Marque champagne is a traditional champagne made with Pinot Noir and Chardonnay grapes, but it goes down ever so smooth and has a subtle floral scent. There's a slight nuttiness to it, but this dry champagne is nice and light. If you're looking to pair it with something, a nice charcuterie plate would be right in order and also would be easy to put together at Trader Joe's. That said, you don't have to be fancy while drinking champagne. Go and order yourself a pizza or some tacos. This champagne is versatile and really would go along great with anything. Trader Joe's has a number of wines that you can only get at their store, like the Tribunals. Tribunal wines are blends. And while normally wine snobs would turn their nose up at such a thing, this is the right kind of blend for a red wine. It's all in the proportions, after all. Per the reverse wine snob write-up, the Tribunal red wine North Coast has a fruity, full-bodied taste that starts off with a black cherry and prunes before fading into notes of chocolate and vanilla. It's not just a great dessert wine with that flavor profile, but pairs excellently with meat, especially a nice juicy burger. They say not to choose a bottle of wine based on the label, but we've all done it. In this case, it works out. La Paca Sonriente Garnacha has one of the more unique labels out there, and better yet, it's a pretty fine red wine. Moreover, it's only $6.99 and delicious. It's bold and earthy, with a great tang of pomegranate and cranberry, and a deeper flavor of cherries. It's fruity without being sweet. There's a bit of a tannic spice at the beginning that would make it a great pairing with spicier dishes. While this wine is great straight out of the bottle, wine fans at Vivino say it gets even better when it's had a chance to breathe for a little bit. When you wander into a wine store and see Emilion Grand Cru, you're probably looking at a high price tag. A bottle of this tends to set you back at least $50. That is, unless you go to Trader Joe's and get the Clos Gaffeliere Emilion Grand Cru, in which case you'll be spending half of that. This is an astounding well-balanced wine with a full-body taste. According to Last Bottle, it's made from grapes on younger vines and has cherry notes and blackberry extract. There's a nice spiciness to it as well without being overpowering. If you're looking to treat yourself, this is the wine you want to go with. At $25 a pop, it may be quite a bit more than a bottle of $2 Chuck, but sometimes the extra quality is worth the price. A lot of people swear by Trader Joe's $2 Chuck wines. They're incredibly cheap and come in a myriad of different types and flavor compositions. The Charles Shaw Cabernet Sauvignon is quite lovely. What makes the Cabernet Sauvignon from Charles Shaw the superior $2 Chuck, at least according to the Charles Shaw wine tasting at Business Insider, are its woodsy notes.
I feel like I'm lost in the woods right now.
It's the most flavorful of the Shaw offerings and has a nice full-bodied taste that gets more interesting the more you drink it. It may be a bit more heavy than some people like, but when you're looking for a robust wine, sometimes it doesn't pay to pay more. Sometimes you just need a bottle of wine that has a big personality instead of a big price tag. Remember how we said a lot of people choose wine based on the label? Well, this one has a pink goat on it, so that's 10 points already in its favor. The fact that La Ferme Julien Rosé is a wonderful bright wine is an added bonus. Trader Joe's stocks it from the noted Perrin family. They explained that this family of winemakers is extremely respected for their sustainable farming and dedication to using organic products. Their rosé is no exception and is a beautiful blend of Syrah, Grenache, and Cinsault grapes. The pretty pastel pink color comes from only letting the juices interact with the grape skins for a short amount of time. Sometimes a drink is pretty and great quality. They're not mutually exclusive. This one is also crisp, refreshing, and full of floral and fruity flavors.
That's delightful.
Look, inexpensive doesn't mean an attack on the palate. Trader Joe's has plenty of wallet-friendly wines that are very good. Even some of the Charles Shaw wines are quite nice, but the vast majority of them are really just ones you should buy when desperation sets in. The Charles Shaw White Zinfandel is the worst Charles Shaw wine. Why is it the reigning king of terrible wines? It's sickeningly sweet, like drinking an acidic lollipop. Even if you're a fan of sweet wines, you'd find this one a bit much. There's only so much you could drink it with, too. Definitely not dessert, or you'd go into a sugar coma. Really, just don't buy it. We are all for organic wines. Treating the earth kindly is a great thing, and something more winemakers should be doing. Charles Shaw is actually very good about this and has an entire line of organic varieties of many of their wines. However, all the brownie points in the world couldn't quite save Charles Shaw's Chardonnay Organic. Sorry. Chardonnays are known for a distinct flavor, and while Charles Shaw's organic offering may open up with exactly that, it quickly falls flat and leaves an unpleasant taste on your tongue. Shaw claims that their Chardonnay has a light body, but considering how quickly the flavor dies in your mouth, it may be too light. Vignobles Lacheteau Muscadet is a muscat wine that has nothing special really going for it. It's wine. It's just kind of there.
Now that is a glass of white wine.
This is a buttery wine, which isn't a bad thing. It's just the overpowering mineral taste that follows that ruins almost every sip. Muscadets do have a mineral quality to them, but balancing it is the important part. Not done so well here. There are some citrus notes in there, especially lemon, but it winds up ending too tart before again dissolving into little to no taste at all. All in all, this isn't the worst wine you will find at Trader Joe's. However, we'd argue that it's the worst muscat wine they have on offer. Even fans of Charles Shaw wines have to admit that the Sauvignon Blanc is terrible. It's pungent and headache-inducing, and all around, just a terrible life choice. Don't do this to yourself. Do not drink this wine. Sauvignon Blancs aren't much to write home about on a good day, but the Charles Shaw variety is truly so odorous and grimace-worthy that it's a shock it's still on shelves. Thrillist said it smells like marijuana and skunks. You probably wouldn't want to drink something that smells that bad.
As long as you didn't roll over and cry yourself to sleep with regret, then we're good, right?
No, I absolutely did that. Just wept for hours in the dark.
Look, there are a lot of rosés in the world. It is, after all, the it wine for a few summers running now. Everyone has jumped on the rosé bandwagon, and that, of course, includes Charles Shaw. We just wish they hadn't. Not every winemaker needs to have a rosé. They're often overdone, oversweet, and just leave you with regret. There's such a plethora to pick from, especially at Trader Joe's, that there isn't really an excuse to go for the Charles Shaw variety. Kudos on the organic cultivation, but it's just not that great. Just because it's Instagrammable pink, as Bustle puts it, doesn't make it a wine worth drinking. This Sauvignon Blanc from Trader Joe's is quite potent, but not in a way that makes you want to keep drinking it. Sure, it's cheap, at $6.99, but is that worth the headache you're bound to get later? This astringent wine is too fruit-forward to be pleasant, and instead of being sweet, it's actually got a bitter quality to it. It's also quite acidic, and even if you like your wines with a bit of a bite, this just goes a step or two too far. You're probably better off using it for cooking. Then again, a wine expert told Atlanta magazine that it smells like cat urine, and if someone tells you a wine smells like cat urine, you may want to avoid it.
You know in the movies when the cops show up and find lipstick on a wine glass next to a dead body? This is that wine.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more matched videos about your favorite foods are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.